Well, folks, here we are in the midst of the COVID crisis and the great global recession which has followed it. It's one giant cluster F, to use the technical macroeconomic term.
Hello and welcome back to The Green Recovery, brought to you by Project Syndicate. I'm Jo Coburn.
The economic crisis can be solved in part at least by the Green New Deal. And that's really what this Project Syndicate conference today with some great speakers is actually talking about.
COVID is devastating, but it broke a system that would have been even more devastating for our world. And that's what we have to keep thinking. Business as usual was going to be devastating for future generations.
So if we can spend trillions of dollars on recovery, surely we can spend a small fraction that's needed to prevent another pandemic like we're having now.
I think the question is not so much that do businesses have, can they afford it now? It's more like, how can they afford not to?
I think the important thing about these investments is they will have to be massive and they will have to be comprehensive.
We have to avoid what happened with the financial crisis, which is that money went in without conditionalities for business. So instead of talking about what business has to do, reforming and rethinking the partnerships themselves.
I think the direction of travel is right.
Right.
The problem is that it's just too slow because we have started so late to address the question of fossil fuels.
This is really a pivotal moment where, in laying out the infrastructure investment plans for the next decade, governments have to make the right decision.
It is the we-tooism of working together, of building a future that is sustainable by solidarity and cooperation that we need now. This conference will advance this task, and I thank you for your participation.